So I finally pulled the Pursuit unit installed by the dealership out of my 2017 Tacoma. Now I know I'm going to get a lot of judgment considering it's 2026 now and I'm just pulling it out of my 2017 Tacoma, but hear me out. First of all, it wasn't causing any problems. I didn't really know a whole lot about it. I just know that I saw annoying green flashing lights on the bottom side of my dash, which seemed like an afterthought because they were held in with just screws into the plastic. But when I questioned it, they're like, oh, that's just part of the tire pressure monitoring system, which we all know is a load of crap. But at the time, I did not know that that was untruthful. But since then, I did learn that it was not part of the tire pressuring monitoring system. It was indeed an item that was installed by the dealership. Now, when you Google it, you can get different answers like, oh, it's so that they can unlock all the vehicles with one universal fob, or it's a GPS tracker, or it's this or it's that. When I actually got the unit out and it says Pursuit on it, and I Google it, it does seem like it's a GPS tracker. It does not seem to have anything to do with them being able to unlock it with a fob because they would always have to get specific keys in order to unlock it anyway. Or they'd have the little lock box on the side of the truck and it would have the key in there. So fairly certain that it being able to unlock the truck with a universal fob, I don't think that that's correct. But again, I'm not an expert and I don't claim to be. But what it does seem to be is a GPS tracker. Some people have had issues with their vehicle, like it would cause problems with their vehicle. I never had any problems, but recently we switched to Progressive. This is not an ad for Progressive. They don't sponsor me or anything like that, but I got one of those snapshot devices so you can get a discount. It monitors your driving and where you're going and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's kind of invasive. We were gonna go ahead and do that to try and get a little bit of a discount. Well, I installed it, plugged it into my truck, and it started throwing error codes. It started throwing ABS problems and stuff like that. So I immediately removed it and contacted them. They told me to send it back and also asked if my truck needed any repairs. So just know that if you are one of those people where it caused problems to your vehicle, which required repairs and diagnosis, I mean, first of all, unplug the thing. See if your truck or vehicle is okay after that. Second of all, if it does require repairs, you make sure you send that bill to Progressive. Since I was under there, and yeah, I'm not that far under there because I'm just plugging it in, it was brought to my attention again that I had this. So I decided to kind of look and follow the wires and kind of see where it was at. So I was hesitant to go diving in after it because if you notice, I have a whole bunch of extra stuff installed over here. This is my ultra gauge that I can monitor my temperatures, like more specifically and importantly, my transmission temperatures while I'm towing my fifth wheel. I have air gauges here for my Firestone Ride Right air helper springs, as well as air for the bag in my gooseneck hitch. Here are switches for those. So I have electrical running to them. I also have air lines running to the gauges and the switches. So I have a lot of stuff underneath there. This is not that easy to remove anymore because of all the stuff that is coming to right here. More specifically, the air lines that are coming right here. So it's kind of hesitant to go diving in after this unit. But I somehow developed the motivation to go in after it, and I'm glad I did. I was able to pull it out pretty easily. However, I do wish that I had removed this 8.5 years ago. It would have made it so much easier to install all of this stuff without having this in the way, because where I routed the wires and the air lines, this was actually right in the way. I didn't really pay any attention to it at the time, but once I actually followed the wires and found this and found it zip tied to some stuff underneath there, I'm like, well, that sucks. This is the wiring harness that wires this in. All of this stuff up top here plugs into the box. The rest of this stuff is spliced into your vehicle. We got a ground screw that you gotta undo, and then you have a whole bunch of stuff to unplug. I did leave the other part of the connectors in there. I was concerned about having exposed wires, so they kind of covered them up. I know I could remove them off and then wrap electrical tape, but I didn't have a lot of room to work. So I did leave those in place for now. I also recorded to see where these were unplugged just in case I had problems and I needed to put it back in. So I did do that. But I have not had any problems since I removed this. I haven't had any issues. And I got this annoying, stupid, blinking green light off from the bottom of my dash. And man, I wish I had done that, like I said, 8.5 years ago. It's the beginning of 2026, and I bought this truck in at the end of September of 2017. It does suck because I do have a couple of screw holes in the dash now where they freaking screwed this stupid thing in. If you're a dealership, why? Why? Like, even if you have this thing in there, why are you screwing holes in the dash? Like, seriously? Paying more than $40,000 for this truck and you're gonna do that? But anyway, if you have that green blinking light, that means you have one of these. Go running after it, rip it out of there. My suggestion anyway. Again, you can always wait 8.5 years later and then do it. Or wait until you have problems, or you can ignore it. Whatever, it's up to you. I hope this helps some of you out there. It is not difficult to remove it. The hardest part is kind of getting into some of those areas. The hardest part for me is actually seeing that close, because as I'm aging, I'm 42 now, my eyesight is deteriorating and I need to wear reading glasses. So when I'm underneath there, I gotta have reading glasses on. It's frustrating. One of the most frustrating things about getting older. Anyway, I'm rambling, I get it. So I hope that helps some of you out there. If you're new to the channel, I am a do-it-yourselfer, but my content or topics range all over the place, and I get it. YouTube is really tricky lately, especially some of my content. YouTube hates it, and YouTube is very against freedom of speech. And if you think it's because they're a private company and they can do whatever they want, I encourage you to look up the difference between a platform and a publisher. YouTube wants the benefits of both without the downsides of either one. But anyway, I digress. That's it for this video. We'll wrap it up right here. We'll catch you on the next project. See ya.